About video editing in Adobe Express. First thing you want to do is go to the plus button, and if you already have your video recorded, you're going to go over here to upload media, upload your video, and you get to choose what you want to do with it. I'm going to go with edit video. We will get into captioning your video later, but we're going to focus on edit video right now. So I'm going to click that. It's going to get everything ready for me. And if these slides look familiar, it is because I screen recorded the creation of these slides just so I could show you how to edit a video. If you want to learn what to do, how to create and edit videos, there is a little guide here and you can click get started to watch that, or you can just watch me tell you. And as you can see at the bottom, there is a panel with some sliders. I talked about these sliders in module 1 when we made our Instagram carousel, and we made our second slide. We made our second slide animated text. So these are the same sliders because this is a video. This allows you to control what shows up and when. If you decide you want to add text or anything like that at certain parts of the video, you will be able to do that. So I'm just going to press play on my video. And as you can see, there is sound there because I was screen recording and my laptop picked up whatever sound was happening in the background. So you can hear my air conditioner going, you can hear the TV going. I'm going to click on the volume button and mute this. However, if you are talking during your screen recording, you can leave that unmuted and you also can control the volume. You also are able to control the speed over here. So you can make it 50% as fast, and as you can see, our slider starts to expand because now our video clip is longer because the speed is slower. If you make it faster, it's going to shorten the sliders. We're going to keep it at 100%, just like we had it in the beginning. We are going to drag this little slider here so it can give us a quick overview of our entire video so we can see where everything is at. So in this case, I was recording the video for showing you how to create an Instagram carousel. So I started off on my screen where I was making my slides, but I need to get to the point where I am starting the tutorial about doing the Instagram carousel. So I'm going to drag my slider here so I can find exactly where the slides end and where the tutorial begins. So it looks like it's right around the 6.5 second mark there. And then you can click this little button here. This is going to split your clip. I'm going to click that, and now you can see that our video is split there. So this is the split. All of this before the split is our slides. We don't want that. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to right click and click delete. Okay, so now all we have is our regular video where we are starting the tutorial. If you slide your timer back, it'll show you we're starting off here. I think I took off too much, so you can slide out slightly and start from the beginning just to see. Yeah, perfect. So before we continue editing our video, I want to add an intro slide that's going to play before we get into the actual tutorial. Instead of clicking add a page, which would separate our intro from the video itself, we're going to edit timeline. Click that to open it up. Then we're going to go over here to the bottom right hand corner and click add media. And instead of uploading from a device, we're going to add a blank scene. Don't worry about the scene being at the end. We can move it later. But right now we're going to get into the design part of our scene. Click this little caret and drop down the timeline to get rid of it. Well, the first thing I want to do is do the background. We're going to do it with a clean slate. You can choose any color you want. You also could add an image there if you want to. I'm just going to go ahead with this linear gradient. That's going to be our background. Now we want to find some text that makes sense for what we're doing here. I like to use the predefined text combinations. So I'm just going to search video, and it's going to bring up several different combinations of text. This is the one we're going to go with. You can make this larger, make it smaller. You also are able to change the wording and the colors. Obviously, we are not making a matcha latte. We are editing a video. So I'm going to change this text. If we click on it, it's going to bring up the text layouts. You see it is already has the curved text layout applied. I'm going to change it to default so it's straight across, and I'm also going to change the color of it to black. And I'm going to put a colon here, and I'm going to move up the editing videos. Now, I don't like the way editing videos looks. It looks a little, the coloring does not match what we have in the background. So I'm going to change the inside to that blue color, and I'm going to change our outline to this yellow down here. You can click on these individually, or if you are on a desktop or a laptop, you can hold down the shift key and click each one and it will group them, and then you can just tap your delete key. Now I want to duplicate this text in Adobe Express. In Adobe Express. Perfect. Okay. So we do want something a little bit interesting because this is a video. So I want to make this text animated. I just want the editing videos text to be animated. And I'm actually going to make our outline thickness a little bit thinner. And then we're going to go ahead and click on animation. And what you can do is hover over each animation to see how they would look. You don't have to click on them to apply them. You can just kind of see what they're going to look like. Choose whatever one speaks to you the most or makes the most sense for what you're doing. I like that one. I also like this one, and I like this one. I think I'm going to go with this one. Okay. So now our slide looks good, but it still needs probably an image. So what we're going to do is go back to our media, and we're going to search movie. We're going to only do a photo instead of an actual video here. So I want to use this photo, and I want to remove the background. Give it a minute, and we're going to make it larger. And there is our edit video. If you want it to be even more interesting, you can kind of angle it a little bit and make it slightly smaller. So that is our intro slide. We're going to go back to our timeline, and we're going to scroll all the way over where our intro video is, and we're going to grab it and drag it all the way back to the beginning. So now you see our intro slide is right there before we get into the video. And if you want to preview it, just click the play button and it'll show you how our intro slide looks. And we get right into our video. This is also a good time to add a transition. So if you click that plus sign, you can see the options there, and we're going to click add transition. I like a good fade, but you have other options. You can hover over them to see what they're going to look like before you apply them and see which one works for you. I'm going to go ahead with the fade to black, and then let's preview it one more time. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have our intro slide, we are going to go ahead and edit our video. So you might want to collapse your sliders down so you can get a better view of your video screen. You can also close the side panel. So we have our video here down in the lower left corner. You can start to play it, and you'll see everywhere you want to edit it. So since we've already been through the module, you know exactly what's going to happen. I am going to edit out the part where I'm scrolling down and showing you all the different social platforms that you can use on Adobe Express. And we're just going to focus on the part where I click on Instagram. Now that we are about to edit our timeline, we're going to open that back up, and we're going to drag our slider. So we want to start off at the top where Instagram is, and we're going to do a split right here. Okay. And then we're going to move our slider down past where we're scrolling through the other platforms, and we're going to get back to the Instagram part right here. And we're going to split that again, and then we're just going to delete this part here. So we're going to go ahead and right click and delete. And then we are back to the part we need to be on, where we are clicking on the Instagram carousel template, and it's going to open up. If you feel like you have too much space between where you want to show, you can split it some more. So I do feel like that was too many seconds in between there. So I'm going to move this back, and we're going to get to the part where I'm actually clicking. So right about there. And we're going to click our video and split it one more time. So now we can take out this part too. Okay, and then we're going to run it back so we can see what we have going on. Perfect. Now, to make this a little bit more interesting, I want to have some clips in here where I am explaining what's going to happen next. So there's two ways you can do this. So the first way is just to add text right over your video. Click on the text button, and instead of finding a text pattern like I did last time where we have recently used text, I'm just going to add regular text and click the blue button. I'm going to keep the same font that was used on our title slide. And we're going to collapse the timeline just so I can see it better. And I'm going to move this and make it centered. Remember, your pink line is how you know things are centered. You also can make this stacked. So to keep it from overlapping our templates over here, I'm going to stack it across two lines and do it like that. You also can make it animated if you want it to be more interesting. And then we're going to show how you can move this in at the right time. If you want to keep it consistent like the title slide, you can use the same animation that you used in your title slide. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to apply the drift to that. Now we're going to edit our timeline again because I want to show where this is going to come in and where it's going to go out. Because right now it is going to go the entire length of the video from right here all the way to right here. And you don't want that. You want it to be able to just show up on that part where you are choosing the template. So we're going to move our timeline back, and we're going to see where we actually end up choosing a template. And it's about right there. Let's see how it looks. So if you want it to be a little bit further down, press and hold and move it over. See, now it is coming up right around where we're choosing the template, and I'm going to play it again just to make sure. That's going to explain what's happening in each part of the video. That's one way to do it. Now I'm going to get rid of these and I'm going to show you the other way to do it, which I think is a little bit cleaner, but you can do it your own way. The second way that you can address what's happening in your videos is to add some title slides in between each different transition. So the same way we added our intro slide here is the same way we're going to be able to add them in between what's going on in the video. So instead of putting the text over your video, you can add a slide in between each section to keep it organized. So instead of putting text here, we're going to add a title slide of what's happening. Okay, so once we select our template, we're going to go ahead and split this here. You also can right click to split. You don't need to use the split icon if you don't want to. You also can right click where you want to. Just make sure you're on that black line. This is where we're going to add our title slide. I recommend keeping the same format that you have for your intro slide. I'm going to open up the timeline and I'm going to right click this and I'm going to duplicate it. And instead of keeping it there, I'm going to drag it over where we want it. So we want it after that first slide, and we're going to just edit it. So let's just make sure it's in the right spot. And it's not. So we're going to move it over one more, and this is where it should be. You always want to make sure it's in the right spot, especially when you are going to be doing a voiceover over your video later. You want to give yourself enough time to talk. Okay, perfect. So this is going to be choosing a template. So we'll just go back into this slide and we will edit this. And we're just going to do the same thing for every part of the video. So now it's time to finish this off, and we're going to add our conclusion slide. So I'm going to do what we've been doing, and I'm going to duplicate our last transition slide, and I'm going to slide it all the way to the bottom or to the end of our video clip. And then I'm going to say something like, thank you, and then we're going to add our little like, share, and subscribe situation. So I still want this to be split over 2 lines. And we're going to delete that in Adobe Express part. And then we are going to animate the like, share, and subscribe. So we're going to go to media, and we're going to search for like, share, subscribe, and see what we find. We're just going to hit enter. So you could theoretically use a photo. You also could use a video. It's totally up to you what you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and use a video, and I'm going to add it as a layer on the canvas, and we're going to just minimize it. You also are able to remove the background. Perfect. So now we have that removed from the background. We want to line it up with our thank you. We can actually make our thank you a little bigger, and this is how it's going to look. Perfect. You also are able to add sound effects. You can add something like a notification bell. You can also say bell or something like that and see what comes up. Perfect. I like that one. Click on that one. We want that ding to come in a little faster. I want to put our notification bell toward the beginning, right when that subscribe graphic pops up. Perfect. I like how it popped up and then you heard the ding sound. And then we can do a transition out. And let's add a blank scene at the very end so we can have our fade out. And it's going to be our transition, and it's going to be that dip to black, and it's going to be for about 3 seconds. We'll get it up there all the way. So you can do it soft, you can do it strong, and that's the end of our video. So let's run it back and watch the entire thing. This is the video, because you can drag it and see exactly how your video is starting up. You see we have our transitions in there, and then we have our fade out right here. And if you want to make this last screen dark so it matches the fade out, you can also do that too. So let's play that just to see how it looks. Fades out. Add a voiceover to our video because no video is complete without some type of sound. So you could also add music and just make it a visual video, or if you want to add a voiceover, you can do that all in Adobe Express. We're going to click the record voiceover button. We're going to allow permission. And as you see that I'm talking, you can see the little indicators that it is picking up my audio. So you don't have to worry about doing a voiceover and talking and then nothing happening. As long as those indicators are showing movement, they're picking up your voice. Click start recording. It's going to give me a countdown. And welcome to How to Editing Videos in Adobe Express. The first thing we're going to do is tap our blue button and find social media and ads templates. We are going to do an Instagram carousel. Okay, so I just finished recording and it's doing a little bit of magic working on it. Now you see our voiceover is down here. So let's go ahead and play it. And welcome to How to Editing Videos in Adobe Express. The first thing we're going to do is tap our blue button and find social media and ads templates. We are going to do an Instagram carousel. Perfect. That is how you would add a voiceover on your video. If you want to add captions, you can do that right in Adobe Express. Let me show you how to do it. If you click on this closed caption button right here, it opens the captioned interface. You can choose a language, You can say apply this caption to everything, and then you can click generate. I'm gonna go ahead and click generate. It's gonna work its magic, and we will play it, and let's see. And welcome to How to Editing Videos in Adobe Express. The first thing we're gonna do is tap our blue button and find social media and ads templates. We are gonna do an Instagram carousel. Perfect. So our captions generated perfectly. Now we can still edit our captions though. So if you click on it, you can move this around. You can move this up, move it down. You can also format it. So if you go over here to format, you can make everything a different format. You can do a block situation. It's going to make all of your captions formatted that way. And welcome to How to Editing. Now we do have a how to with a colon, so I'm just going to click in here. We're going to capitalize the H, and we're going to capitalize the word to, and it's going to all be caps like it's supposed to be on the first letter. So perfect. How to, and then there's a colon, and then all of that is capitalized like a real title. It doesn't really matter depending on the format you choose. Some of the formats have regular case and some of them have a different case. So this is standard case. This is block case. You also are able to change the highlighted shapes around the letters. So for this, I want to pick up the color that is in our title. And now our block that is highlighting this is going to look like our title, yellow. So I want this yellow to be the same yellow that we used up there. Okay, so there we go. So let's go ahead and videos in Adobe Express. The first thing we're going to do is tap our blue button and find social media and ads templates. We are going to do an Instagram. Now, the reason I like this block is because you can see here, our background is very light. So our yellow gets a little bit washed out. However, since we have that highlighted blue color, you can still see the words bounce by as I'm speaking them. And again, if you want to move everything up, you can do that as well. And welcome to How to Editing Videos in Adobe Express. We are going to go ahead and export this and download it. So we're going to download this, and that is how you edit videos in Adobe Express.